Okay, so I'm back with part two. I'm going to do it on my phone here. So anyway, another tactic that they use that you need to pay attention to is oftentimes a target gets retaliated against the person after a complaint was filed. So like a good example was when I was at the manufactured place and I was basically telling the owner that his secretary was being unreasonable from day one. And this went on for a very long time. And then when I realized that I was being gang stalked, I gave out notices to everybody that I have rights and that anybody who inquires about me on the workplace has the right to do so. And she blatantly ignored it and said she didn't have to follow that rule, which I thought was funny. Not very long after that, he terminated me from that position. Okay, he retaliated against me. I basically got punished for standing up for my rights. Okay, number one, I didn't want these people involved in my life. Okay, it doesn't matter if they call themselves my family. I'm an adult. I obviously felt threatened by them, but I made a complaint and I got fired. Okay, so this is one of the tactics that they use. Their whole goal is to basically create problems for you and force you to comply with something you have no interest in doing. They make verbal put downs, insults based on gender, race, accent, language, disability, so on and so forth. It's another example. They assign undesirable work as a punishment. This happened to me over at Flourishing Fart. That I actually wanted to do something good with her company. But, there was a lot of drama there. I do recall going off on a girl one time a little after I first got there, too. And I had just left the farmer's place, and I started working over there. And, because she was all hostile, she was giving me dirty looks all the time, saying things under her breath, causing problems every day. And finally, one day, I called her out on the floor about it, and I didn't spare any of my what do you call it? Sorry, I'm really sick today. Got a cold. I didn't hold back anything, okay? I mean, I just let her have it. And of course, the people around me were like, wow, why you shouldn't have done that. Yes, I should have done that. Really, that girl should have been her arm should have been tied by two different vehicles, and her legs been tied by two different vehicles, and they should have went off in different directions. Why do I say that? Because you're messing with a person's means of survival. Okay, I have a job to do. Okay, mind you, it was a shitty job, but my point is, it's a job. Okay, I don't know this girl, but she felt as though she had to carry on some sort of action. I'm assuming maybe from either Joel's family or my family, but whatever the case it was, she had no right to be that way. Okay, they don't have any regard for you and your ability to take care of yourself. They are also fueled by the gossip that goes on. And oftentimes I think people want to believe the gossip because, I really do believe that people are evil. Like they're just waiting, they're just walking time bombs, waiting for something to go off so they can justify their reasons for being explosive assholes. I seriously do think that, okay? But still, the issue really doesn't have anything to do with her. But still, she felt as though she wanted to do all these sort of things, to harass me. So yeah, I mean, I set her straight. I didn't know exactly what was going on all at the time. I didn't know that my family was in behind it. I was just like thinking it was all the Murrays, all of them. This is what they are doing. They are creating these issues. Okay. I didn't know at that time. Okay. This was like early 2000, maybe it was like late 2013. No, I think I was there during the Christmas season, maybe. I don't remember. But I will tell you, I didn't stay there for very long, okay? But during that time, while I was there, this girl was on my case. She didn't stay with the company for very long. But my point is that she was a part of the gang stalking. She was a part of the harassment. And obviously, you'll notice that people were telling me that I was overreacting. I was doing something wrong. It was all me. When in fact, it was all them. 100%. Anyway, They make undoable demands. They give you extreme workloads, deadlines, duties for persons singled out. That's what they do. I know when I worked over at the farmer's place, I felt as though I had a heavy workload, which, I enjoy a heavy workload. But a lot of those things that I was given was really out of my level of expertise. Like, for example, I didn't mind doing the work in the retail stuff. I didn't mind doing, stuff that related to the agricultural part of it. But like, for example, he gave me a graphic artist to supervise, okay? I don't know much about graphic artists, okay? And I don't really know, I didn't feel as though I had a deep enough background to give her any advice. So I basically just kind of looked at her work and audited it, which wasn't bad, but still. Also, a lot of the things that the general manager should have been doing, that was dumped on me, okay? Plus, I still had to audit the accounting work that was being done in the office and other things that I had to take care of. But still, I was given this unusual amount of things to do, And then when I would do them, there was actually no accomplishment, actually no acknowledgement of anything that I ever did, But yet, people who were worthless, people who were basically sitting around the company, not promoting anything positive, not doing anything that I felt was anything noteworthy. And I'm not trying to compare myself because I don't do that. But my thing is that obviously when you're stealing my work, obviously you're lacking in skills, okay? But I've felt oftentimes people during the workplace mobbing process, they do give you either an over amount of work or sometimes they give you no work at all, okay? They either give you a lot of work so they can sit here and bog you down and then make it look like you don't have, if you do feel like you can't turn in assignments or complete the work, then that's their excuse so they can sit there and put you down, right? And if they'll take away your work and then they'll sit there and say that you're lazy and you're not doing anything. Now, oftentimes, these are orchestrated things to try to make you look bad. That's what they do. They're obsessed with it. It's a game for them. They literally become like these monsters. Obviously, I will tell you that when I left the farmer's place, I was harassed at several of the employment agencies. Of course, I spoke many times about how it went out to the community where I would go into job interviews, and these things were just a waste of my time. I've done nothing wrong, okay? And oftentimes, the target doesn't do anything wrong. I'm not saying that me lying to my husband was right. Okay, obviously it was a silly thing to do, but I don't think it warrants what happened to me. I think it's kind of ridiculous, okay? And often also, I think it's stupid to bring issues that relate to your home life into the workplace, okay? Oddly, these people are extremely controlling individuals. But my point of this video is basically to try to encourage business owners to look around and see and feel the environment in their workplaces so that they can start seeing, why some of the turnover is going on. Because this sort of stuff is very common. Many people, which this situation in and itself proves it, okay? By me being a victim of workplace mobbing and community harassment. And the people who brought me in for the job interviews, the employment agencies that refused to service me because they were taking directions from, I don't know, Polly or my sister or whoever. These people are breaking the law, okay? They are discriminating against me. They're participating in, human trafficking, and another also gang stalking. They kind of go hand in hand. But my point is that these people don't really, oftentimes it's very clear that these people don't have the ability or the skills that are really required to do the kind of work that they're doing. Because if they did, they would have never, ever. And I've mentioned this so many times before, but this is just a great example of why I'm upset, because I know that I'm worth more than this. And I didn't deserve this. And many targets or people who are victim of workplace mobbing didn't deserve this either. Okay? But what goes on in the workplace is a strange form of sick, cold-blooded competition. And these people who are creating these problems don't deserve it. So why not focus on people who have the skills, who have the drive, and how are able to encourage people to work at their best capacity instead of having people who threaten other people and create a toxic environment. The choice is yours. But, I will tell you, the turnover in a company costs money, okay? And then also, if somebody ends up suing you, which they would have every right to, I have every right to sue the manufactured place. Every right to. He terminated me when I tried to make a formal complaint over something that I was right at. Didn't matter. I don't care if it's your family member. You know, these people aren't my family, I will tell you that. Just because they have the same blood going through my veins or whatever doesn't mean they're my family. I don't regard these people as anything. I'm over the age of 18. I can tell these people to go to hell anytime I want to. Okay? I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve to be placed in that job in the first place. Okay? It was a nightmare from day one. But I will say that oftentimes it's the people who are incompetent are the ones who are directing the hostility towards the target. And it's the people who are not competent who have to take the credit of other people's work and play these kind of games and dismiss the work that you contribute because they feel inadequate, because they are inadequate. So why not strive to hire the best people for the job instead of hiring and wasting your time on brown nosers is basically my point. Anyway, I'm going to wrap up this video, and I don't feel very good today. I think the flu is coming on. And, you know, yeah, the last 2 days it was just really gray outside. Started breathing in the air, and then I just like, oh man, started sneezing a lot, coughing a lot. So yeah, it's just like, oh man, I'm not happy about that.